Small services will be held across the country as Australia marks Remembrance Day, the anniversary of the 1918 Armistice that ended the First World War. Joining me now live is Victoria Cross Recipient Dan Keighran. Dan, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. They're expecting big crowds today at Remembrance Day services across the country, post-COVID now. How important is it to stop and remember those who fought for us?
Yeah, look, absolutely. As a veteran myself, and both my grandparents served in the Second World War as well. There's over 102,000 names rightly permanently displayed on the walls of the Australian War Memorial out in the cloisters there of those that have lost their life in service to this country. So I think it's a great opportunity for everyday Australians to pause, reflect and remember that service.
And as you said, you served, but you personally, what does Remembrance Day mean for you?
For me, look, the meaning's changed, I think, realistically. I joined at the age of 17 and I reflected on my grandfather's service. But as I have seen the horrors of war and served on operations around the world, for me, Remembrance Day, I reflect on my mates that aren't here and are no longer with us. So the meaning has changed for me personally.
Tell us a bit about your own history. You served in a number of different countries, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. As a veteran, I had the opportunity to wear the uniform and serve certainly in the Middle East, as also with the United Nations in East Timor, so supporting international coalition against terrorism in Iraq and multiple trips to Afghanistan.
And you're also a Victoria Cross recipient, an incredible honour. What does that honour mean to you?
For me, look, I was just doing my job. So to be bestowed the highest award in Australia's honours and award system, look, that's pretty special. Look, I should be dead for my actions, I know that. But today, Remembrance Day, here I am in Brisbane at the Shrine of Remembrance. I encourage everyone to pause and reflect and remember. For me, my service, was signalled out for something special, and realistically, I know I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for my mates and my team supporting me. So Remembrance Day for me is a special day, and it's that time to reflect and pause and remember.
And do you find it heartening when you go to these services? There's so many children there and they're wearing the medals of their grandparents or their fathers. How special is that to see?
Without a doubt, I think that for me, as someone that has seen both my grandparents serve, as I mentioned before, to see the next generation coming through, to realise that they are recognising that service, because it is so important. The freedoms that we so readily enjoy here in Australia often come from actions that those have to wear, the uniform of the Australian Defence Force overseas. So for me to see the next generation coming through to have those medals on their chest, it certainly brings a smile to my face to know that their memory has not been forgotten and that they are remembered for what they had to do.
Absolutely, and a very important day ahead. Dan Keighran, we thank you for your service and thank you so much for joining us this morning.